This book was sent to me by the author Katie Oliker to read for you today. Hi, it's Desiree. My goal is to bring more books into your homes, from my bookshelf to yours. Beyond the Clouds. Dad and I sat on the plane, bound for Grandma's place. He told me to keep a look outside, just in case. In case of what? I asked him with a frown. I hear angels live in these clouds, he said, so high off the ground. I smashed my face to the window as the engine started to roar. I searched those cotton ball clouds for the blue shirt Granddad always wore. Flying reminded me of him and the magical stories he shared. Now I wouldn't get to lie on the grass watching his old plane fly through the air. I saw everyone dressed in black as we walked into Grandma's house. There were too many hugs and kisses. I needed to find a way out. To the trampoline I ran, needing to close my eyes. I kicked off my shoes like he'd taught me, climbed in, then looked up at the sky. All I wanted to see was my granddad just once more, to hold his hand and jump just like we did before. As I was thinking about this, something landed on my head hard. I sat up on the trampoline as a ladder fell into the yard. It came out of a cloud, and beyond that there was a light. So I took hold of the ladder and climbed with all my might. I came out at the top to beautiful music unseen. The notes floated by me like I was in a dream. As I stared at the pearly gates, I realized Dad had been right. Granddad in his blue shirt emerged from the light. Where are we? I asked as I looked all around. Welcome to my new home, he said as we flew off the ground. Then all of a sudden we soared up high. A fluffy house appeared with a garage nearby. We landed near the door and Granddad whispered in my ear, "Go check out the kitchen. I brought my blue cookie jar here." The jar magically filled back up as I took out a chocolate treat. I turned around to find Granddad telling me to take a seat. "Why did you have to leave?" I wasn't ready to say goodbye. It was just my time, sugar, to take my place in the sky. Granddad stood up and then took my hand. "You ready to see the best room in all of this dreamland?" At the top of the stairs stood a door, and behind it looked pitch black. I thought for a moment about turning back. "Step inside," Granddad said. "I promise it'll be all right. Sometimes you have to walk through the dark to get back to the light." Then he flicked a switch and the ground lit up with gold. The stars lining the floor were a sight to behold. "These are the stars I use to look down upon you. Every time one twinkles, I've stopped to take a view." Granddad told me to take a peek, that it was really something to see. I carefully leaned over and saw the earth shining back at me. I wasn't ready to go, but it was time for me to head back. Granddad led me toward the garage and gave me his backpack. We boarded up his old plane and readied for the flight. The engine rumbled to life as we took off into the night. "Hold on tight to your magic pack," Granddad said as we soared through the air. "Remember, you'll always have your wings if you ever get too scared." Then the backpack erupted with wings of silver and white. I gently glided back toward Earth, knowing everything would be all right. My wings soon began to shrink, becoming a pin on my shirt. I looked all around for Dad as I landed softly in the dirt. He was sitting on the swing overlooking the sparkling pond. I ran over to him, excited to tell him about the beyond. I pointed to the twinkling star. Granddad stopped to say hi. "Oh yeah?" Dad said. "Should we tell him goodbye?" "No need for us to say goodbye," I said with a wide grin. "He'll always be watching over us, and he always has been." Check the description box below for purchasing options and more information about the author. If you like this story as much as I did, give it a thumbs up by hitting that like button. Subscribe to my channel for more read-alouds on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thanks again, from my bookshelf to yours.